Good morning, gardening friends. So it's a Friday and I just got done teaching my online classes to kids in China, so that's why I have a full face of makeup on in the morning. I'm out here having my little second cup of coffee and I'm looking at this. And let me clear the lens because I see it's starting to fog up. Hold on. Okay, I think that's better and I hope it's clear. So, the squash has got to go today. I have a mind to go get potatoes, onions, and garlic today at my local feed store and replace this whole area here with that. So I've already gotten like 15 to 20 squashes off of these plants. It's the Dutch crookneck pumpkin squash. Super awesome. I love it. I wish I had more acorn squash, so next year I'm going to plant more acorn squash. But this one's just like a butternut, so it's amazing. So I'll show you the ones I have gotten. Pop that picture in. I keep them in a cabinet in my house, and they keep till like March. It's insane. Cool, dark place, and they're good. So I'm going to go ahead and harvest the rest of these and just get this space ready. And I love watching stuff come out and you can see what it looks like underneath my soil, how it's doing. And my thought is, this is only like 2 squash plants. So the only place that's missing nutrients is right where that squash plant is. It's traveled all over, but the rest of that soil has just been under cardboard and it's ready to go. So I'm definitely going to plant in this space this year for fall garden. Just to have something growing because I love having something growing. So thank you for joining me. It's a nice cool morning, which is really rare. As soon as that sun comes up, if the clouds go away, it's gonna get hot, so we better get after it. Pitter patter. Let's get at her. Alright, so just to show you what I'm working with, my neighbors are building a fence, so you might hear some noises. There is still a little cantaloupe down here, and I want to let that one keep growing, so I'm going to try not to mess with that. Also, a few acorn squash down here, so I'm going to be really careful when I'm tearing stuff out. But let's just look at what I have. Oh, there's another melon coming right there. So this is ready. So a couple ways to tell. Curlicue's dead. Also the fingernail test. Oh, this one's not quite passing the fingernail test, but I'm still going to harvest it. Now I have some weird ones. It's a little melon. I think they crossed with my zucchini or my cucumber, but you know what? I'm going to test them and I think they're going to be fine. So I've counted the other day and there's quite a few. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that one almost looks like a butternut, 8, all of these are crossed, look at that one, that one's really crossed, 9, 10, there's one over there, 11, a little stunted one there, 12, 13, this one's definitely not ready yet, but like I said, I've got plenty. So we're going to go through here and just snip them off, and I can't do that with holding the camera, but I just snip them right about here so I can keep the stem on there. So let me go get those. Alright, so this is what I got, and I thought to show you, this is the cutest thing. My kids and I came out here and shelled purple whole peas the other day, and since then we've had a lot of rain from the hurricane, and all the little beans are growing. There's even some growing over there because we moved over to the shade. So anyways, this is what we have. This one's so weird. It's like trying to grow its own stem. Isn't that cool? And then that one has got some snails in it. So I'll just cut that out and eat that one like today to save it. But you really want them to look like this. This is a fantastic one. amazing. Love this plant. I always talk about this. I always give these seeds away. If you want some of these seeds, you just let me know. I've got stamps. I love to share this kind of plant. My friend at Jules Gardening grew them this year and had a great harvest, so sharing is caring. The seeds for this were given to me by someone at a Master Gardener workshop years ago, and I've been growing them since then. So they'll all eat, they're all good. So I'm going to show you what my plan is to look at where the middle of the plant is, and I'm trying not to disturb that watermelon or the acorn squash, but the acorn squash starts over there. So I believe we can find the base for this. Normally I just like to cut it at the base, but I think we're going to pull this one out. So seeing if this is just one plant, look at this. Look at the spread on this thing. This one right here is one plant. So I'm going to pull it this way. Whoa, oh my gosh. Most of it's breaking when I'm doing this. Okay. All right, so let's see if we can find any more bases, but I think most of this just came off of that one plant. Let's see. Two plants maybe. Let's see. Is this another base? No. That's just more vines. Oh, yep, here's the other base. Okay, so I wasn't kidding. 2 seeds gave me a ton of food. 2 plants. Crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and finish clearing this out the best I can without hurting anything. I'll put myself on high speed for y'all. Let's do it. So when I tell you that if you grow this, you gotta have a lot of space, I'm not kidding. You gotta have a lot of space. It's gonna take over everything, okay? Look, it's trying to grow another one. Unstoppable. All right, so there's a massive pile that I pulled out. Holy smokes. And this is what we're working with now. So, in between, I learned to keep cardboard down because the weeds will come up and then, you know, can't get to your plants and you want to make sure you're not stepping on the vines. So, I'm thinking about pulling out this acorn squash, and I wanted to show you that. This here is the base of this acorn squash. Squash is so amazingly resilient. So it's got 1 acorn on it here and 2 more down here. But you know what I found is that they're delicious like this. I've eaten them small and they're good. And I don't know, it just looks pretty tired. So I think I'm going to go ahead and pull that. And then as for this watermelon, oh my goodness. I don't think this is going to do so hot. It's a very long string, but there's one melon that's pretty decent size. So we'll see if that one finishes off. So I'm going to try to leave that. So I'm going to pull out this, and then I'm going to have all this space to prepare. So that's really exciting. I got a little more cleanup to do, and then we're going to clean that up. Let me harvest these acorns off of here. Alright, so now my plan is to just move the cardboard to the side and make some spaces to plant. I always leave a row for walking in the middle, so let's check it out. The sun's starting to come out, so it's about to get hot. So what I'm typically going to do is, if there's a spot that is covered by, you know, mulch, I'm going to open up that spot and cover up the spot that was planted, so that I'm rotating in that way and not just planting in the same spot. Alright, so far I've made a big mess. I've pulled a bunch of cardboard and mulch back. And there's some compost that I had thrown in here that needs to be mixed up. So because we get a lot of rain in the fall and winter, I think I am going to row up just a little bit. See how this one's kind of higher? I had potatoes there, so it's a little higher. Over here is just going to rest, because that's where the squash plant was. Just going to cover that with mulch. So I've got 1, 2, 3 big spaces to plant. And it's getting hot, so I need to water my seedlings before it gets too hot. So that's what I'm going to do now, is water what I have planted over here. Alright, it's time to clean up my mess. But I was going to tell you, I'm also going to take all the cardboard that's extra and just extend the garden. So always extending, although I can't extend too much further because there's a tree right here. But I could probably grow some things that like the shade, like spinach and stuff. I actually grew beets in the shade all summer long here in Louisiana. So shade is your friend when you live in the South. Alright, so here's what I'm having for my lunch. I'm so excited.